In a small village surrounded by mountains, there lived a young woman named Lara. From childhood, she loved watching the warriors train. Her heart always told her she was born to fight for justice and protect her people. Lara's father was a blacksmith who forged swords for the village guards. She often helped him, learning how to shape steel and sharpen blades. The sparks of the fire made her dream of becoming a warrior herself. One night, their peaceful village was attacked by bandits. The guards were outnumbered, and people ran in fear. Lara, though young, stood beside her father, determined not to hide while others suffered. She picked up a sword from her father's forge and faced the attackers. Her hands trembled, but her courage did not. She fought bravely, defending her home until the bandits fled into the dark forest. The next morning, villagers looked at Lara with new respect. They had seen her bravery and spirit. The chief of the village called her the Iron Daughter for her strength and heart of steel. From that day, Lara trained every morning before sunrise. She learned to fight with swords, bows, and spears. Her determination amazed everyone. She wanted to be ready if danger ever came again. An old retired soldier named Aaron saw her potential and decided to train her. He taught her battle techniques, discipline, and most importantly, how to fight with her mind as well as her sword. Months turned into years, and Lara became a skilled fighter. Her speed, strength, and focus grew sharper. But her real power was her kindness. She fought only to protect, never to harm. One afternoon, messengers arrived with terrible news. A warlord from the north was planning to invade their lands. The villagers were scared. They had no army strong enough to resist. Lara stepped forward. "We will fight," she said calmly. "We may be few, but courage can win against fear." Her voice filled everyone with hope. She started training young men and women together. The people built defenses around the village. Lara organized them, teaching how to fight as a team. Even children learned to carry water and help the wounded. Everyone had a role. Soon, the sound of war drums echoed from the hills. The enemy army approached with banners high and swords gleaming. Lara climbed the tower and looked at them without fear. When the battle began, arrows flew through the sky. Lara led the defense with courage. Her sword moved like lightning, and her voice guided her people with strength and calmness. Hours passed, but the villagers did not give up. Lara fought side by side with her friends, protecting every corner of their home. The invaders began to retreat. Shocked by such strong resistance, at last, the warlord himself entered the battlefield, challenging Lara to fight him one-on-one. He laughed at her, saying women belonged at home, not in battle. Lara smiled coldly. "Then today," she said, "you will learn what a woman can do." Their swords clashed, the sound echoing across the valley. The fight was long and fierce, but Lara's will was unbreakable. With a quick move, she disarmed him and pointed her sword at his chest. "Leave my people," she said firmly, "and never return." The warlord dropped his weapon and fled in shame. The villagers cheered. Lara had saved them once again. Her name became a legend, and songs were sung about her bravery. But Lara knew her journey was not over yet. She began traveling from village to village, teaching people how to defend themselves. She believed every person had the power to fight for freedom and peace. In each place she visited, she trained women to be warriors too. Many were surprised, but Lara proved that courage had no gender. Soon, her name spread across kingdoms. People called her the shield of the weak. Wherever injustice rose, Lara was there to stand against it. One day, she heard that a group of rebels was captured by a cruel king. She decided to rescue them. even though it meant facing an entire army alone. At night, she entered the castle quietly, using the shadows as her allies. She moved with grace, taking down guards one by one until she reached the dungeon. The prisoners looked at her in disbelief. "Who are you?" one asked. Lara smiled and whispered, "A friend." She broke their chains and led them out safely. The next morning, the king's soldiers discovered the escape. They chased her through the forest. But Lara was fast and clever. She disappeared like the wind. The freed rebels later formed a group called the Dawn Blades, following Lara's teachings. They promised to protect the innocent, just like their hero did. As years passed, Lara grew wiser. She realized that true victory was not in battles won, but in the peace that followed. She focused more on teaching than fighting. She opened a small school near the river, where children learned both reading and sword skills. She believed knowledge and courage must grow together. One evening, she sat under a tree, watching the sunset. A young girl approached her, saying, "I want to be like you." Lara smiled, remembering her own dreams as a child. "Then start today," she said softly. "Train your body, train your mind, and always fight for what is right." The girl nodded with shining eyes. As time moved on, Lara's legend spread across continents. She became a symbol of courage, justice, and hope for generations to come. Whenever evil rose, people whispered her name like a prayer, believing she would appear again when the world needed her most. In her later years, Lara continued guiding her students. She told them stories of her past battles, teaching lessons of bravery and wisdom. "Never fight for pride," she often said. "Fight only for peace and love. That is what makes a true warrior." Her school became a sanctuary where peace and strength lived together. Children grew up with courage in their hearts and kindness in their actions. One stormy night, lightning struck the mountains. Villagers feared another invasion, but Lara calmly organized them again, proving her spirit never aged. She led them to safety and ensured no one was harmed. Even in her old age, she was still the first to act and the last to rest. After the storm, people gathered around her, thanking her for saving them once more. She smiled and said, "A fighter never truly retires." As dawn broke, she looked at the rising sun and felt peace. Her heart was full knowing she had lived with purpose and courage. The world slowly changed, becoming safer and more just. People built statues of Lara in cities and villages to honor her strength. Travelers told her story by firelight, the tale of the woman who never gave up, even when the world doubted her. Her sword, once bright with battle scars, now rested in a museum as a symbol of bravery and freedom. Generations later, young girls visiting the museum would look at her picture and whisper, "I will be strong like her." Her spirit lived in every act of courage, in every fight for justice, and in every person who believed in doing what was right. Even after her death, people felt her presence in times of danger, as if her soul still guarded the innocent. Legends said that when the moonlight touched her sword, one could hear her voice saying, "Stand tall. Never be afraid." Lara's name became eternal, carried in stories, songs, and hearts. She was more than a fighter, she was hope itself. And so, the tale of the brave woman who changed the world continued to inspire countless generations to rise and fight for peace.